So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on how to filter water. I would say one of the most important things if you're ever in a survival situation is you're going to have to be able to find water, get water, and drink clean water. I mean, you know what I mean? You don't want to be drinking infected water and then you have dysentery and you're shitting all over yourself, all over the middle of nowhere, and you die of dehydration, right? So that's having water is an extremely important part, right? Water also helps regulate body temperature, so then you don't have to deal with, like, you know, hyperthermia or hypothermia. Water does lots of things, right? So, you know, we're not gonna, this video isn't to talk about the importance of water, okay? What this video is, we're gonna talk about how to purify water so you can use it for drinking. I do want to say before we start on the video, because inevitably some smart-ass person on the internet is going to be like, hey, da-da-da. You only do this if you can't boil water. If you can boil water, if you find water and you can boil it, that is the best thing you can do. That's going to be better than this, okay? You're doing this if you can't boil water. Does it make sense? Okay, so I just want to start with that. So what we're going to have is different components. You need to have some type of, like, 2-liter bottle. You could find these everywhere. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're still going to find bottles. You can even use a smaller one, you know, like the regular ones you guys get is like a, you know, typical 1-serving type thing. Obviously, the bigger it is, the more water you can purify at any one time. So there's that. So you're going to need something like this, or you got to create something like this in nature. You're going to need a cloth. I've just grabbed an old tank top that I don't mind you guys cutting up and using. Okay, so you're going to need cloth. You're going to need charcoal. You're going to need sand. You need to have small rocks, pebbles, like gravel, and then you need large rocks. Okay, like when I say large rocks, the size of like big marbles. Okay, right. So when you're doing this, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to cut the top of this thing off like that. Okay. Once you've cut the top off, the water is going to be coming through here. You cut the top off and you're going to use this, and this is going to be the liner on the inside. Okay, so this is the next thing, this is the first thing that goes in. That's going to be your liner, and you're going to have a little bit of this pulling through this hole because it's going to drip through that and drip down. Okay, so that's the first thing. Cut the top off, and then this is your inside liner. Once you've done that, half of the bottle, a good half, right? Or slightly less, but definitely half the bottle should be charcoal. Now charcoal, because it's so porous, when water goes through it, it actually purifies water. It's a natural way of purifying water. Even in modern purifying systems that people put in their homes, charcoal is what the water is going through. Like you'll buy these, you know, the filtration systems and stuff, there's charcoal in it. It's the best thing you can do to filter water. So we've got a lot of charcoal here that we use. I'm going to get this your first video watching me. We have a Ninjutsu school, so we use a lot of different types of things that we cook for various powders and shit that, you know, historical ninjas did, right? So we have lots of charcoal. But anyway, we're going to crunch up some of this charcoal, and we're going to make 2 things out of it. We're going to get some nice big nuggets, and we're also going to get all of it really beaten down like sand, right? So you're going to take some of these bricks like this of the charcoal or chunks, and once you've put the inside in there, you're going to have chunks, right? And then on top of that, we're going to use a little bit of the sand, the charcoal sand. On top of that will be regular sand. On top of that, coming up from the top is what I'm talking about, is going to be the small gravel, and on top of that will be the large rocks. So rocks. Good. And then kind of pick it up and shake it a bit, kind of get it down a little bit. First off, I want to say thank you to the 2 black belts that did this, Mr. Dupree and Mr. Heath. They stand in for the video. We're out having fun here, doing different things, working on survival skills. So the 2 that you saw do the drill was actually 2 of my black belts. But I want to kind of go through this real quick. When the water goes in, and you saw that we're catching it with the bottle here as it was going through, the big rock, the reason you have the big rocks at the top and then small rocks and then sand, that part of it is just supposed to catch all the stuff, the shit that you see in the water, that's visual. The small twigs and the shit and the leaves and the dirt and the stuff that you can actually see. Once you get down to the charcoal, the way charcoal works, and it's so great at purifying water, that's when all the things that could get you sick, or whatever the charcoal can do to start purifying the water and make it safe to drink, that's when that's getting cleaned out. And then in the video, you did see that the bottle that we used to dump water was the same bottle that we used to catch water. Ideally, in a survival situation, that's not what you would want to do. You would want to have something, some type of canister already pre-ready that you could use to drink, and you should gather water in something else that you're not going to be drinking water out of. But again, I'm just throwing that out there because I think the majority of you guys that watch my videos are super cool and you like the content and the information that I push, but there is a small minority of you guys that are just hateful bastards, and you guys want to pinpoint every fucking thing that could be wrong with the video. Someone's probably going to say they don't like purple tank tops, and that's a bad thing to have. But anyway, this is how you can purify water if you're in a survival situation.